Imagine a young man who grew up in an isolated village, surrounded by towering mountains and crystal-clear rivers. From a young age, he listened to fascinating stories told by the village elders, tales of a lost kingdom hidden beyond the mountains, where prosperity and harmony reigned. According to legend, this kingdom was protected by a magical guardian whose wisdom was unmatched. Driven by a burning desire to uncover these mysteries, the young man spent his days studying ancient maps, deciphering forgotten texts, and talking to the few travelers who passed through the region. He was constantly ridiculed by other villagers, who thought his pursuits were a waste of time. However, he firmly believed that these stories hid truths that could change his life and the lives of everyone around him. One night, while analyzing a map by the flickering light of a candle, he discovered a crucial clue, a symbol that seemed to point to a secret passage in the mountains. His heart raced, knowing this could mark the beginning of the most important journey of his life. With renewed courage, he decided to leave at dawn, carrying only a backpack with basic supplies and the map he had studied so diligently. That night, he barely slept, as his mind was filled with images of what he might find. He wondered if he was truly prepared for the challenges that awaited. But fear quickly gave way to the excitement of discovering what lay beyond the known world that day. As soon as the sun peeked over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and gold, the young man began his journey. The path through the mountains was steep and treacherous, with dizzying cliffs and dense forests that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. With every step, he felt the world around him come alive in ways he had never noticed before. The songs of birds sounded more melodic. The wind blowing through the trees seemed to carry old messages, and even the sound of his footsteps on dry leaves seemed to harmonize with nature. Despite the difficulty of the journey, he refused to give up. Along the way, he found signs that encouraged him to continue. Markings carved into stones, remnants of old campfires, and even a medallion with enigmatic inscriptions that he unearthed from the ground. Each discovery was proof that someone had traveled this path before, filling him with hope. However, he also felt the weight of responsibility increasing. If he truly found the lost kingdom, what would it mean for him and his village? He tried to push these doubts aside, focusing only on the next step. What drove him was the belief that all the effort would be worth it when he finally reached his destination. By the end of the third day of walking, as the sun began to set behind the mountains, he saw a rock formation that seemed to match the symbol on the map. His heart raced again, but this time, anxiety was accompanied by a mix of relief and excitement. Approaching the rock formation, he noticed a narrow opening that led to a dark cave. The air here was cooler, and an absolute silence dominated the environment, as if the world itself were holding its breath. He lit an improvised torch and entered the cave, feeling the uneven ground beneath his feet and hearing the sound of water droplets echoing against the damp walls. The cave's interior was adorned with symbols and drawings that seemed to recount stories from ancient times. Fascinated, he realized these records might hold the key to understanding what he was about to find. As he ventured deeper, the cave narrowed until he finally reached a large chamber illuminated by a soft light that seemed to emanate from the walls. In the center of the chamber, a majestic figure awaited him, the magical guardian of the lost kingdom. It was imposing, with eyes that seemed to see into the soul and an aura that radiated both power and serenity. The young man felt all his doubts and fears melt away in the presence of this guardian. Without uttering a word, the guardian conveyed to him that he was in the right place. In that moment, the young man knew his life was about to change forever. The guardian stepped forward, his gaze filled with both authority and kindness. Without words, he extended a hand, presenting an ancient artifact, a small crystal glowing with an inner light. The young man instinctively understood that this was no ordinary object. It was the heart of the lost kingdom, a source of wisdom and power that had been safeguarded for generations. The guardian's silent gesture conveyed a choice. The crystal could restore prosperity to his village, but it came with immense responsibility. The young man felt the weight of the moment, but his resolve never wavered. He accepted the artifact, knowing that his journey had just begun. As he held the crystal, a wave of energy coursed through him, filling him with a profound understanding of the world and his place in it. The guardian nodded in approval and slowly faded into the light, leaving the young man alone in the chamber. He knew his mission was clear: to use this newfound power to bring balance and hope to his people. With renewed determination, he began his journey back, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.